Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's edition of the Big Ring Handicap on Zwift. Tonight's race is the London 8 Loop. So a little bit of a longer ride before we get to the incline. Hopefully we'll see some good racing up until that point. Going through the riders for tonight, we have Davies, familiar in the Bumblebee. He's been absolutely flat out. Only just made the start line tonight. New, Juice, Stokes, TBR regulars, Martin, Petchak. Mead joining us for the first time out of the USA. Burns, Thorman, also another first timer. Anthony Plummer, Mr. Consistency as far as attending these events. Tran, Hunt, Rowney. Horvat, Costabile, Phillips, Ross, Dutchy, Lubetkin, and Jones, and some others who've had struggled with the handicap system, but notably founding TBR member Max T. We want to send a big shout out to Max. He recently celebrated the birth of a beautiful daughter, returning to racing for the first time. So let's get into it now. So as the riders reach the underground tunnel, it is Anthony Plummer and the new rider Thorman who lead us out through the tunnel, followed by Jones, Burns, MT coming back from a hiatus, Tran, Davies, to New, Hunt, Phillips, Costabile, Ross, Rowney, Stokes and Juice trailing away at this stage. So as we enter the countryside and we start the climb, this is where the real effort will come. So it's obviously Olympics time at the moment, so wherever the riders are getting their inspiration from, might be the road race, a time trial, and a Mears if you're an Australian supporter. Draw on that inspiration and dig deep as we start the Box Hill climb. So this is Plummer ahead of affairs, riding with Thorman. So Plummer and Thorman setting the early pace on the lower slopes of the climb. It's a 7% incline now. We see Plummer's heart rate 173, 316 watts at the moment, so working hard to maintain his lead. Those two riders have a gap of about 5 seconds only, back down to Jones, Burns, Davies riding with Tran now. Phillips is in that group as well. So working together there, if they can keep together, that's always a better chance. They can see Davies up ahead. This is Costabile and Rowney as we track riders back down through the field. Juice, we'll have Stokes, yes, just over his shoulder. Working at 172 beats per minute there, Stokes. So working hard up the climb. This is an interesting little group of Stokes, Rowney and Juice. Juice has made up some ground there. We see him do this week in, week out. Slow to start, but once he gets going, he tends to haul them in, and he's just looking to come on terms there to Rowney. Martin 5 seconds back from that, back through to Petchak, Mead, Ross, and Dutchy. Rowney just dropping back a couple of riders here. He's in a group now with Phillips, Rowney and Martin, Hunt. So perhaps the pace just a touch too severe for Rowney this week. That's not the case for Plummer. We see him up the road, still working very hard. Jones, I think this is his second TBR event. Working well. Looks like he has more to give at 160 beats a minute. Ross and Juice now. No, beg your pardon. Juice and Stokes working well together, taking turn and turn about. It's significant effort up the climb. This is Michael Juice, rating quite high and at 300 watts. Certainly not taking it easy. As we see Anthony Plummer crest through the KOM banner. He's the first over there by a significant margin to Thorman. Oh, the golden shaft of ride leader Davies also cresting. Behind him, Juice, Ross and Stokes. As we are riding now with Juice, just trailing back from Davies by 15 seconds or so. But this is Juice and Ross, and on the descent, if you can work together, the drafting effect is magnified downhill. The riders have come off the mountain now, and we're following Max T across the line. Unfortunately, given the wrong handicap by other founding member Rowney, so his results won't count, but it's a great ride. This man's results will count. Anthony Plummer bring it home for the first place win. Back to Thorman, and Jones will collect third place. Burns is in fourth. So to recap, Plummer, Thorman, Jones, Burns. Davies looks like he'll be a little way back, missing out on a podium yet again. He just can't quite get the handicap in his favour. Back to James New. This has been a battle. Juice has come from the clouds. He's out of the saddle and angry. Look at him. Look at him go. New just beat him to the sprint banner last start. Juice looking to make amends for that, and he will do that. He punches past him. 500 watt sprint line. Juice there will beat James New on this occasion. Those two developing quite a battle. After New, back to Ross. Stokes was across the line next. Then Hunt, Tran. This is Petchak we're seeing come across now. Back to Martin. Then Mead out of the United States. We hope to see you back for more of these events, Mead. Hope you've had a great time. Back to Ross. Rowney, who's been trying to film this week and frankly struggling somewhat. Costa Beale, Phillips, and Dutchy will round out the field for tonight's event. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the ride still. The weather's warming up here in the east coast of Australia, so hopefully there's still plenty of Zwift riding to be done. And we will see you at the next event. Good night.